We're
back.
back.
You lucky people.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to another live stream. Look who I've looped back into this house.
Oh, this is good. This is going to be exciting, this one. This is going to be really good, this one, I have to say.
This is going to be really good. We've been talking about concealer a lot on the channel recently. I just did like a full concealer video that I launched this week. I had a lot of questions on that video, and I understand concealer is such a tricky topic, and it gets trickier and trickier and trickier as you get older and you have to adjust and pivot and change things as you're noticing fine lines and wrinkles and darkness or bags. Bags is a whole other technique I want to get into. So we brought the master back to talk all things under eye. Masterclass with Rosemarie.
Ooh, okay, let's go. Okay, first of all, I obviously have my Uncover Up, which is fabulous, but it doesn't do the right thing to correct the damage that we all think we have under our eyes, because we all think it's worse than it actually really is. But when I started actually working on these are the new Refresh. These are what we're going to be talking about today. Can you guys see that? These are the Refresh eye brighteners, eye brightener correctors. I started this actually when I first started the brand because I wanted these so bad, because there is nothing out there that I feel is actually doing anything that's good for underneath your eyes, except for putting a lot of drying agents, alcohols, and stuff that just sucks the life out of that tender area, which is around the eyes. We are doing way too much stuff. And I tell people all the time, guys, you better analyze what is in your concealer and your brightener and your corrector, because most of the time it's drawing you out and it's going to cause premature aging, and you're not doing your under eyes any advantage whatsoever. Not only that, if you already have crepey skin under your eyes, nothing is going to correct that. You can make it look better, but once the crepiness starts, throw that stuff that lasts for 25 hours or 35 hours, whatever it is, throw it away, because it's not doing you a favor. So you want something that is really nurturing and nourishing for under the eye, and it has an SPF. And this is not synthetic SPF. This is a non-nano zinc oxide. And it's 30 SPF. So it's just enough for that, getting that little bit of sun help that a lot of us want. And not only that, it's for your computers. I'm really long-winded here to get this started. Sorry, Gabby.
No, I love it.
I don't mean to cruise in on here like this, but I'm so passionate about this. Anyway, I started this like literally 2010, 2011, and the lab just did not get what I wanted to do. The formula wasn't good. So we kind of put it on the burner. And our chemists, our in-house chemists that we actually have, worked together with one of the big labs and created this product. It's amazing. I'm super proud. And I am now so happy that I can actually do something to help correct my canals, as you guys have heard me say so many times. And so here it is. Now,
well, Bronnie is saying here, I look 90, huge bags and crepey skin. Barbara saying, aging, we lose collagen under the eyes, creating a dark sunken look. Like, everyone can relate to this problem. It is such an issue for so many people. And it's funny because in my 20s and even early 30s, I did my makeup so differently. And then it started to change, but I wasn't changing techniques, even though I am a makeup artist that does this all the time. So I can't imagine what people that aren't makeup artists, how they feel, because I felt really stuck. And when you and I met in Savannah, I remember you saying, like, you've got to tone down. Like, it's just because you get used to this full coverage.
Exactly.
And it starts to make you look much worse than better. And it was such a wake-up call for me and how I'm doing my makeup.
Yeah, do you remember we were mixing stuff together to get the right color for underneath your eyes? Remember?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's so cool that, like, it's come such a long way since then even. And that wasn't a long time ago. Like, now you have your concealers, now you have your correctors, there's different powders. You had the powders before, but I want to hear more about this. So, okay, Rosemarie, I need you to tell me, like, everyone's saying this, I have the worst under eye circles, but light skin. I have to use 2 to 3 products to try and fix the situation. Girl, I get it. We all get it.
Armis Beauty to the rescue. You guys, I'm telling you, I think I have done it. Okay. So first of all, you know, the biggest mistake that everybody, you've heard me talk about this, the biggest mistake when you have blue hue under there or discoloration, it's red, and it's just undesirable. Everybody tells you to put a lighter color on. And that, you know where that's from, actually? That is from, do you guys remember a show back in the day? This is a real obvious one. This is why I call this show. It was called Knots Landing. And there was an actress on there named Donna Mills. And I remember she was completely white under here. And what they would do in the olden days to correct it was add white, because the lights, they use all the big, huge, tungsten lights back in the day, and there's much better light than they do now with all the LEDs, and it would just white everything out, so you could be partying all night long and just completely out of it, and it would just be whited out from the lighting. And so people still follow that kind of education where you have to white it out there and make it look really like amazing. Well, if you do that, it's just going to go gray. All you're doing is just giving it this, it's looking the same, it's just a different color. And then again, then there's people, when they have a little bit of, problems under there, they start gobbing stuff on, and all of this is, the biggest complaint of most of it's going to be creasing. It's like, it's creasing. Well, you have way too much on, and you have to look, first of all, what is underneath your concealer or your brightener or your corrector. And a lot of times you're going to have what I call those barrier oils, where it's just like an oil slick. Those are synthetic sunscreens, hyaluronic acid, and silicones. So I say, if you're going to use something that's clean and you want to do the best you can for those eyes, get rid of these heavy eye creams when you do this product, because this product itself is like an eye cream. There's caffeine in here. There's cacao extract. All these things that are really good for the skin that will help correct the color, the tint in here is to help correct the color. Now, I'm really talking a lot, aren't I?
No, you're great. No, I think let's backtrack for people that are a little bit less experienced with makeup. So What she's basically saying is that when you put concealer on top of a dark circle, you end up with a gray cast, and it's a lot like having a bruise. And concealer is sheer. It's not completely opaque. So if you put a sheer pantyhose on top of a bruise, it doesn't make the bruise go away. It makes the bruise muted and gray looking. The same thing with under eye dark circles. You have to color correct first and bring the dark circle almost to the color of your skin, and then you can brighten on top of it, right? It's a lot like coloring hair.
Well said. Yeah.
Right. If you have like a light piece, say you have a highlight here on your hair and you throw brown on top, the light piece is going to be lighter than this. Whereas if this is dark and you put the same shade on, it's still going to be darker than your skin, because you're working on a different color. Painting, it's all the same techniques with painting. So you need to color correct first. So when you first launched the concealers, they were incredible. But I remember you were telling me, like, we need a corrector now, because concealer isn't strong enough to work without a corrector if you actually have true dark circles. And then that's when you came out with these.
And also, if you see a concealer with the corrector in it, they're going to look a little bit on the orange or pinky side. And people tend to not want to buy that because they don't think it's going to work.
Yes.
So sometimes I'm just going to warn you, when you put this on, well, I'll just start on myself if you don't mind. I'm just going to get this going here.
Let's do a demo. So
I
have one quick question for you first, because
go for it.
I wrote a question down that I'm really curious about. So what was your wake-up call when you were creating Refresh? And why is this different than other color correctors on the market? Because there are so many, right?
You're 100% right. There's tons of them.
But this is really different.
Well, this is because it has an SPF of 30, non-nano, zinc oxide. So it's clean for the environment. It's clean for us. And it also has basically an eye cream inside it with all these really amazing ingredients, including the adaptogenic herbal blend in there. There's also Titanol, which is a natural retinol, but it's plant-based, and it's very, very relaxing on the skin. It just tones, tightens, and smooths. There's also the Glowplex, which is your niacinamide, your pea extract, and your, what's the other one? Quinoa extract. So that really helps again with the eyes. You won't get crepiness, and it also doesn't crease. And if people say, well, it creased under my eyes, always make sure you get less. Don't put on eye creams all over your eye when you're using a concealer or a corrector or a brightener, because it's too much. The skin around the eyes is so sensitive. The more heavy duty things that we put on there, the worse it's going to look. And basically you're aging your under eyes and around the top part too, your lid, earlier than you should. So we want to get ingredients that the skin is going to just go, oh, I love this. You know, it's like great food rather than processed food or microwave food. You know what I mean? So anyway, you'll notice that when I put it on, it's got a little bit of an orange, like, I don't want to say orange. It's like a pinky, almost a brownish tone. I didn't want to go yellow, but you can see now I'm just going to rub it in with my finger because I love doing the fingers. But can you see already that brightness? Because I had nothing around my eyes, guys. This is the way my eyes are. But you see it's already corrected very nicely. A lot of my discoloration. Now, what's nice about this is you can wear this on your own. You don't have to put anything else on. In fact, this is such a good product that oh, by the way, there's a little metal ball here. You could put it in the fridge. You rub it up against an ice cube or something in the morning, and then put it underneath your eyes if it's puffed up. Oh my God, it feels amazing. It's just a circular little ball. It just rolls and you can blend it out. It's not going to blend up perfectly, but this is why you do have a brush. And it is going to just get everything that you want covered in the sense of not just around your eyes. A little, I'm going to just pop a little bit if you guys can see this.
Thank you, Lori, for the super thanks. I really, really appreciate it. You appreciate the masterclass, but I really appreciate that you're here. And I really, really do appreciate the super thanks. So thanks for sending that over. It's never expected. Oh my goodness. I always get so overwhelmed when I get them. You are the best. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm going, what'd you just get? What'd you get? I want in on this. Am I missing out? But if you guys can see what I did, I just took that, put it a little bit around my nose, even where there's a bit of discoloration here of an age spot here on my nose, it's gone. And it's because it's a very good color for me. This is the Cherish. We have a very pale one called Adore with that little same hint of that beautiful kind of an orangey pink in there, peachy color, and it just corrects the blue and discoloration. The next color, I'm doing the Cherish, which is the second one up. The third one is the Hush, which is your color, Gabby. You'll be putting that on in a minute. And then the last one is Swoon, which is a deep, very deep tone for the darker girls. Now, what's interesting, I created a brush, and it's got the little indentation in here like I did on my foundation brush. And what it does, it's able to go right into the corners. I'm going to say something, guys. You're not going to, some people get offended, but you know, the eye brushes you see for underneath your concealer, they're all big and they're usually on an angle, which I don't like to have that deposit. What happens when I look at people really close up, I see makeup eye boogers. I hate that. I hate that. It looks awful. This brush will go right in here and it'll get rid of all of it. Plus, because I'm coming from a photography background where I see the model's image blown up huge in the monitor, you can see all the concealer that's up against the eyelashes. Now, in retouching, the photographers are going to be really mad if you got it all gobbed up with concealer up there where it's too heavy and then it starts to wrinkle up when you smile or laugh. So this brush with that little indentation, it's almost like a little hypnotic swirl or a fingerprint. You just go really close. Hold on, I need a closer mirror here for me.
So Bronny is asking, sorry, I want you to keep going, but I just want to answer this question. Do you use this product without any creams underneath? This is a great question because I think this is what makes this really different than other products.
You don't need a cream underneath. This has it in there.
It is a cream.
It is the cream. It is the cream with the tint with an SPF 30. And it feels amazing on the skin and it's no buildup. And again, the little brush will blend it out nicely if there's a buildup underneath the lashes, or if you have your bony in here, which I am, I can take this brush and go right in here and blend it all out. You don't necessarily have to go over the top lid. I do only because I'm very discolored up there, you know, but it just blends beautifully. And again, I'm telling you, it feels amazing on the skin. It feels like it's just this vibration that's just brightening and correcting. I hope you guys can see it. I don't know how my light is here, but I hope you guys can see the difference.
Do you guys want me to zoom into myself closer? Would that help if I moved my camera closer? Let me know. We have so many comments. You guys are the freaking best. You guys are literally the best.
Yeah, you can go a bit closer. I'm kind of pushing my face at people in here, so you might as well do it too, so they can really see it.
I'm gonna zoom in.
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, so you guys, can you see that? Like, this is okay. I'm going to be 71 soon, so this is amazing for me. This is why I'm so happy this product is out. I get up in the morning, I literally get that cool little ball. I get the little ball, and I literally, hold on, where is it? There it is. And I literally cool it down and just go underneath my eyes, and it just gets rid of, any puffiness, and it just feels amazing. And again, like I said, you don't have to do a full base of foundation. And as we move on later, I'm going to tell you what else you can do with this too, but let's do step by step. So Gabby, take your bottom makeup off.
Yes, I took it off on this side, and then I've already applied the corrector here without blending. So you guys can see it has like a salmony color. We just had a question about the color shades. How many colors are available? And do you have suggestions as to how we select the best color for ourselves? I think this is an important question.
Okay, well, there's 4 colors. There's the palest one, and then there is the Cherish, which is the one I use. It's got a little bit more of a color tone to it. So that's going to be more your light to medium tone girls. The Hush is for the more medium, a little bit deeper skin girls. And then the Swoon, which is the darkest, is for the deeper tone girls. Now, I'm going to just give you a little warning. We were to shoot when we were doing this, and there was one of the assistants, one of the makeup artist assistants she had deep skin, but she had really darkness under here. Like it was almost black. I took the Swoon, which is a very dark color. I'm going to put a little bit on my arm here.
I'm going to take my concealer off on this side so that you guys
see that color, you guys. It's a weird color. It's kind of like a brownie orange, but let me tell you something. When I put that over the darkness, and it was literally black there, and she goes, "Oh my God, that looks ridiculous." I said, "Oh yeah, but just wait." Then we took her skin tone color of the concealer and put it on top. Gone. And I'm not kidding you. I'm not exaggerating. I'm telling you, her blackness was gone. And all we did was pop that on. Another thing, if you want a little bit of extra coverage and you're really dark under there, I would tend to go a little darker than you think you would be, because it's amazing how it counteracts with the blue. And once you blend it in, and I put a lot on, you saw me gob it around my eyes because it just makes my eyes look moist, and it helps with the crepiness. And how are you doing there, Gabby? I'm
good. I'm just showing everyone here. Like, I think sometimes it's really deceiving when you are like on the internet, because you guys can't really see, because I'm fully made up, right? When I came on here, it's like, well, what do you know about dark circles? Like, if you look, like I actually have quite a hollow here, and I have like a separation from my cheek to my eye, and I have a lot of texture too. So it really can be so problematic, because if I don't color correct the blue, it will look gray. But if I use too much corrector, it will look crepey and old and wrinkly. So it's this balancing act all the time, trying to get everything to be balanced. So you guys can see we have our little ball here. I'm using Hush because I'm medium toned. There's a lot of questions on how to find the right color. I also want to tell you guys that RMS, like, see how that is like peach. So what's happening now is that the blue is basically morphing more into my skin color, so that when we put a brightening concealer on top, it's not competing with the blue.
Exactly.
It's competing with my skin. We're neutralizing.
Exactly.
Yeah, color corrector can seem really complicated, but it's very simple. You just have to bring the dark color back to the normal skin color, and then you can brighten on top of it easily.
These are the colors. There we go. See that? This is Adore, Cherish, Hush, and Swoon.
So I'm telling you guys,
these are brightening, they're color correcting. So if it's not making it 100% perfect, remember, it's not a magic wand. So what I tell people, put the color on that's working on that blue correction, and then add on our concealer. And the concealer, once you do that, it just smooths it right out.
And because you're not layering too many things, because this is also an eye cream, you don't have to worry about those that under eye getting heavy and then getting very, very crinkly, right? Because you've already skipped a step of eye cream, because this is an eye cream color corrector duo, like it's together.
Exactly. Artemis Beauty, when we do this, we want to make it easy on you. We're not trying to make this, paint by number school of makeup and all these layers on top. Because once you start getting older and your skin matures, what happens is you're just going to look older. You're going to look like a dried up lake bed. But you see how nice it goes around the corners of the nose? Did you see that? Know. And also, just so you know, you guys, somebody asked me the other day, I was doing a event, and somebody asked about their Mariette lines, right? And I thought, well, you know what? Let's just try and see what happens. I'm going to take the lightest one, and I'm going to go in here. It actually
sent a super thanks too. Bronnie, you guys are literally the best. Thank you so much. We love you guys so much.
I love your enthusiasm. It's fabulous. It's so contagious.
My audience is the best. I just love them so much. I feel so blessed.
But can you guys see? It actually really helps.
Yes.
It just lightens in there, brightens and lightens a little bit in there. Now, remember, I have 4 colors. This is not going to be perfection. So this is meant to be combined with the concealers if you need it to get that perfect color. Now,
are you color 1 or color 2?
I am number 2, which is Cherish, and they're in alphabetical order: A, C, H, and S.
Oh, okay, amazing.
So you go. So yeah, and I'm in this. I put on the lightest one. This is the Adore in here, but if you notice, it just softened it.
Yeah, popped it out of the shadow.
Yeah, and if I wanted to, as a brightener too, I can put it up here.
Yes.
Oh, so I think I just grabbed the wrong product. Oh my God, I need my glasses. I hate going back and forth with the damn glasses. Let me just take that off, because that's the concealer.
I have the concealer too. I'm dying to show it you guys a demo of the concealer on top, but I feel like I've already muted the dark circles out so much. So I'm going to tell you guys something. Say I was going to the gym and I don't want to look put together, but I also don't want to look completely disheveled. I would actually use this I actually use this by itself when I go to the gym. Like my hair's in a bun, I have like a little bit of mascara, maybe like a little tiny bit of like cheeky blush or whatever, a little lip balm. And I'll put this to take away some of that harshness under the eyes, but not look like I have like a full-blown face of makeup on. So you can see right from before how it was so deep. And now it's almost like muted it out to the color of my face, and we can brighten after that.
Yes.
And I'll show you that in a sec.
And I'm doing the lighter one here to brighten here. And I'm just going to use my fingers, and I'm going to lift, because I'm at the age where I want to lift things. I don't want anything pulling down, but you see, it's a nice little lift here. And it's a beautiful color. It just blends in flawlessly. Like when you put you guys are going to freak when you put this on your skin and you feel it around your eyes. You're just going to go, oh, you're going to get all your other stuff and throw it in the garbage. Cross my heart. Well, that was arrogant of me, wasn't it? I'm usually not like that. Hey, man, I'm calling it out. This product is amazing. But can you see that? It just gives that lift. Now, sometimes I'll just do the brightener on me all by itself, the lightest one. But what happens is it looks a little too bright for me. I'm a little older. I don't want to go into that, that kind of high fashion territory. Right? So I'm going to take the color of my concealer, and I'm going to just soften this back down now to my normal skin tone, just to get rid of that little bit of the light. And I'm just going to blend that in, and you're going to see I get a little bit more coverage underneath also. I'm just going to go around the corners just so I don't look too brightened. Can you guys see that?
Yes.
And this is just adding this is the 15. I like to add the 15 because I have a lot of, it's a little bit of a warm color. I have a lot of warmth in my skin. So I'm just going to take it back down to my normal skin tone.
We had a question about Canada. This does not retail in Canada because of the SPF.
Yeah, we're so bummed. We tried, guys, we're sorry.
Oh, the shade of concealer that I'm using is W013.
You're using a little bit lighter than me. I wanted to, it's funny because when we create these, it's not so cut and dry. So again, what I'm going back to saying is don't always whiten out too much underneath. Sometimes you need a little bit of a darker color, mostly if you have darkness. And because of the coloring or the colorant that we use in here, the mineral, it just balances it out so it looks like you don't have those bags anymore. So don't be scared to go with a color that might be darker, rather than when you pop a concealer on and it's too light and you think, oh, I'll just put it so it like brightens. No, you might have to add a little bit of a concealer on top just to correct the blue. That looks amazing.
I kind of go between two colors. I like WN015 a lot too.
Yeah.
I find this one has a bit more of like a peachy undertone. You know what? Do you want to talk a little bit about how on your website you can actually book like an appointment and consultation with someone to help you with all of these things? Because I think that's very unique.
We have really good girls on there that can help you, and they are so well versed. They're forced to have to listen to me, and I drill it into their head. This is not, this is not a normal cosmetic counter that you're just selling to make the profit. We're like trying to do something to help, and the girls are really well versed, and they can spot what color you need through the internet. They're so good at this because they practice so much, right? I'm not so good when I do it over the computer because of the discoloration on the monitor here. But these girls, they've got it down, man. They're really good. You can ask any question you want.
Yeah, I actually got comments after a live stream from a viewer that said they booked an appointment and had an incredible experience. And they came back onto my comment section to let me know, like, thank you for bringing Rosemary on. I just wanted to let you know that I had questions about, at that time, our live stream was about the new concealer release. They said they had an incredible experience online, ended up getting everything that they needed in the right shades. And so I thought that was really cool. So if you guys are confused about that and you need like personal shopping help and guidance, there is that option, which is amazing.
And they're really honest too. They're not there just to sell you product and pile up a big cart to purchase everything. We really try to just really give them an education and work with what they look like and what their skin is like, and not try to make them go into some high fashion, billboard rock star person, just making them look beautiful. So it really helps. And plus we're really good with the mature women too. And even young girls too.
Yeah.
But look at how beautiful that's looking. Isn't that brush great?
This is a great brush. And this is the deeper color. So I wanted to show you guys a difference between this color that's like a little bit lighter and brighter on top of the corrector. But then this one isn't lighter and brighter, but it actually looks more seamless in my opinion than this. Right? Like this looks brighter than this because it matches better.
Yes. It looks fab. Both look fabulous, but that one in particular, that side looks amazing.
Yeah. And it's actually a little bit deeper. So you don't have to, go so light like we were taught back in the day. I think we were taught to go.
You can't correct properly.
Yeah, it starts to stand out. It draws attention to the thing you don't like rather than deflecting, which is what we're trying to do with correctors and concealers.
That looks amazing, I have to say. It really does.
And look at how healthy the skin looks.
Yeah. You won't see the stuff on your skin. Your skin's going like, wow, you have beautiful skin. Thank you.
Yes. And that's the comment I got so much after
younger.
Everyone was like, you have the most gorgeous skin. I'm like, it's all lies. It's Rosemary's hands.
That looks amazing. Amazing.
I had a question here that I think we should address. It was a little while ago, so I hope you're still here. If I use a longwear concealer, I look dry and crepey. If I use a hydrating concealer, by the end of the day, I'm a creasy mess. There's no winning. I totally sympathize with this comment. I think it's a very common concern. So can we talk a little bit about setting concealers and how we can prevent creasing as much as possible?
Okay. Number one, which you've already heard me say, be careful what you have underneath with the silicones, the hyaluronic acid that, cheap and large molecular structure, and also these silicones and synthetic sunscreen. You want to use more natural things. Now, also what you're going to do once you have it on, I want you to go in with a brush or any brush, and I just want you to go in the areas where we tend to be older and crepey and just wipe off some of the excess that you might have put on, and including here where the crow's feet are. I like to go in here and make sure we're not taking the product off, you guys. What we're doing, this is synthetic goat, so it just blends this out so you don't have any residue that's not needed to be there, so that when you smile and you got your little lines, it's just evening it and blending it. Now, then what you're going to do is you're going to take the powder, and this is our Hydra powder, and this is made with herbal hydrate. So this is not a baked powder. So again, you don't want to go underneath your eyes with these baked powders, because these baked powders, they've been heated. So when you put that on top of all this stuff with all these moisturizing properties, but it's not greasy and it's not oily, and you know, you're not going to be a greasy beast. If you put a baked powder, what happens, it's so dry that it's going to suck the moisture into the powder, and that way you've got a buildup of residue and the dried up powder absorbing the product that's on the eye. So you don't want to use baked powders, and most of the industry is baked powders. So this is herbal hydrate. So this formula has the particles in here, the micron-sized minerals. Oops, hold on, guys. Me and my damn glasses. It has a micron-sized powder, and each one has been encapsulated with herbal hydrate. And what that is, it's a layer on top that has jojoba oil and bariti oil. Jojoba oil is closest to human skin. The bariti oil is filled with natural vitamin A and beta carotene, super good for the skin. And you are going to use, you'll hear a few of the big makeup artists that I really like to watch talk about using a puff. I have been saying that since day one. When you use a brush, damn, I don't have one here, but let's pretend this is a big fluffy brush, and you're using your powder and you're putting it on. What happens? It deposits way too much, way too much. When you have a puff, you just take a little bit of the powder, and I'm just going to just touch it, press it into the natural cotton, make sure it's not synthetic cotton, and you're just going to go in there and just set it.
Make sure before you set it, you guys, that there is no creasing, because powder locks something down. It locks it down, then you can't correct it later. Everything that you put under your eyes, any wet product that you put on any skin that has like divots, so fine lines, wrinkles, whatever, it's going to migrate into the divots. That's completely natural and normal. That's not because the product isn't good. It's because the skin heats up a cream product and the product wants to slide. So you have to set it with a powder. But as soon as you put concealer on, any concealer, even the creaseless ones, that is just like a bunch of BS. You have to like immediately, as soon as you put it on, you have the placement on, let it dry down for a little bit. Let it dry down for like 2-3 minutes, 4 minutes, because it needs to kind of set. Then you're going to look up, you're going to smooth out the creasing, and then you're going to set the way that Rosemarie was doing. Because if you have a little crease and you use the powder, you're going to set the crease in. It's going to become impossible to blend it out later, and it's going to look really bad. So don't criticize your concealer for moving. That's what concealer does. Just smooth it out before you set it. And then when you set it, it will stop creasing. It actually will.
It will. Yep. And it'll look amazing. And if you want to go a step further, let's say you're getting married, or, you know, you just want that extra hold, I highly suggest, and we weren't supposed to throw this in, but when we're talking about setting, I like to use our spray. Now I'm going to spray just a little bit of this onto one of our brushes called the, hold on, this is a new one. Hold on. There we go. I'll put it on the brush. I'll just get a little bit off so it's not too wet. And then what I'll go on, I'll just like go on and just set it lightly with this.
Smart.
And this is a perfect finish. So you're not going to have any creasing, you know?
That is such a great idea.
Yeah, it works really well. And just press it in lightly. Don't rub. You just done all that beautiful refined work. You want to make sure it's really nicely just pressed in, and just let it dry, and voila.
Rosemarie, Sherry's asking what shade of Hydra concealer you use.
I usually use the 10 when I would just want a little bit of brightening also, or a little bit of extra coverage on top. But I like to use the 15 on me. I like to get that warm, because what happens, I get really brown up here, and then this is whiter. So I kind of warm it up. But I do my concealer. This is weird. I'll take the concealer and I'll use it more as a shaper and shadowing, so that way it balances out the color. I don't like to go like this with the concealer completely, because it's going to match too much to my forehead, and I'm going to look too one tone. I like to keep it brightening in, so I will use it just as a little bit of a, here, I can show you what I do.
Yeah, I'd love to see.
Okay, I just want to make sure I've got the right color here in my hand.
Since we have a lot of people on here too, you guys, there are giveaways today. There's 3 epic giveaways. They're going to start very soon. Let Rosemarie do her demo and then we can start doing giveaways, and then we will do a Q&A, okay? I see so many questions. We're going to get to it, I promise.
Okay, now I'm going to take that little bit of my concealer. It's the number 15. And I'm just going to do my fingers here. And I'm going to just literally shape. Can you guys see that coloring already happening? It's giving a little bit of shape to the face. And that way I'm not looking so white in areas. And I just do a little, I don't like to say contouring. Contouring sounds harsh and aggressive, and that's what it looks like. So I like to say shaping and shadowing and shading. And you see that brought the color back. Now you see that the orange or the yellow that's up here that I have naturally, it's now flowing through here. So it's not looking like I'm white all in here. And this is more yellow on the side. So that's what I do. But it's a little bit of a dark color for most people. It's more the mediums. The medium tone girls works really well. But I've got very yellow skin.
Yeah, that's a great technique. It's a little more advanced because you understand color so well. You can like manipulate and kind of bring something forward, bring something back. I think that's the cool thing about makeup artistry. It's such an expression of creativity, you know, and everyone does it so differently.
Well, you know, I have the easiest recipe for that, or if, you know, and what it happens is we get so stuck on our tools, our placement, and the best makeup artists, when you look at their makeup, the one thing you see that really stands out is the fact that it's blended.
Yes.
And the only way you can really blend good to me is get your damn fingers in there, get the product on your fingers and just blend it out. And I'm telling you, you saw what I just did. You can see that it's now working with the rest of this much nicer than just having, you know, going in there with the brush, doing the right exact placement. And then you're going to look well placed. That's all. You're going to look like smack the back of your head. Your face is going to fall off. Everything's in its paint by number spot. This is about using your skin on skin and the synergy of the products with the skin.
And not being afraid, like even, so this is Sangria. So I wanted to show you guys this because this maybe isn't a color that someone with my skin color would naturally reach for. Like we typically reach for more like bronzy tones or peachy tones, but you can't, you know, that's the thing with makeup artistry. You have to think about it in such a different way. Like, see, we corrected the under eye circles, right? So then my face became one dimensional and one tone.
Yep.
I wanted to bring some of that youthfulness back. And what do children have? They have really rosy cheeks, even if they are more brown skins like I am. And what is rosy? Rosy is like a red based tone. So this is Sangria. This is like a beautiful kind of pinky, like a deep saturated pink. And you can see when it goes on top of my warmer skin, it almost morphs into like a bronzy glow, right? So you always have to think, what are you putting on top of what? Because it will change. Whereas if I put this on Rosemarie, it would be a very different looking color.
Yeah, that doesn't work on me. I just thought I'd tell you. I'm gonna
blush.
I'm gonna try to.
Gabby loves her blush. I get told all the time I have blush blindness in the comments, and I don't even care.
It's funny when I used to do Victoria's Secret. Oh my God, that was the in thing. All the girls would go, more blush, more blush. I go, no. And then, you know, I'd look at them and they'd be at the mirror putting way more blush on. It's like, guys, come on.
I know, it's such a problem.
Now, I'm sticking a little bit of the Kier. Now you'll notice on me, I don't place it the way you place it. I place it more up here because I want to lift.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm already thin, so I want to make it like a little wider. So I tend to go right here in the center. But that's just me.
Can you share your life-changing technique that now I say in every video, I credit you for it always, about when you have the ledge here from fat loss under the eyes, how you blend the ledge with the under eye hollow with blush. This is like, will blow your mind. This was such a good tip.
This is a really good tip. Okay, so what I do is I'll take my brush and okay, I'm going to put my eyes down. You're going to see really what happens. See, it's all sunken in here. There's nothing I can do to correct that. That is an actual little lake bed. You know what I mean? And so what happens, if you saw earlier before I put the blush on, you saw that I was more whiter here. And so what happens when the light hits that whiteness, it makes this darkness, when you look down, it makes it look darker. So what I do is I want to correct that whiteness that is here. This is why I was saying earlier about when you make it too bright and you got circles, it's not the best way to go. That's more for the younger girls. I will take my color and I'll just kind of fold this in half because I don't have the smaller brush here. And I will go literally right up to I'll go right up. Oh God, I need better glove. I hate it that I wish I had my younger eyes, like the inside of the eyes of pupils and iris. If you can see, it softens that whiteness, so it makes the bag look less. Can you guys see that?
Yes, it's mind-boggling. I have it so bad, this ledge situation. I hate it so much. And I feel like it's so much less noticeable now that I stick blush in there.
Yeah, exactly. And it really helps correct. And let me tell you, when I do some of the older, even if it's for 2 seconds, or I'm not 2 seconds, 2 years younger, we're happy. But I think that really makes a difference. But you don't want to go into the bag because then you're going to, that little bit of residue, the blue C is going to it's going to color change. The what?
We were frozen for a moment.
Oh, did they miss it all?
Let's start that. What you were going to say over. Gabby is back, and I think we are too now.
Okay.
We're having some internet connectivity stuff. Are you guys? Can you hear us still? Are you good? I can see you, and I'm good. Can you see me?
So it's all these planets in Aquarius, guys. Just so you know. Anyway, so what I was saying is, you have, there's more flesh here. And then it sinks in where the bag is, right? And the fleshy part here will reflect a little bit of whiteness, so it makes it look fuller. But when it does that, it makes the bag look deeper. So what I want to do is go and I just press this in half because I don't have my other brush here. And I'm just going to take a little bit of that up to the little bag, and you'll see it automatically. It's a lot of blush. It goes up there and it's blended. It looks nice. But what happens is it gets rid of half of that bag because you don't want to see the dark bag and then the whiteness from all the flesh that you still have here. You get what I mean? So I'm just going to just go right up to the bag. You don't want to go in the bag because you don't want to change the color in there. You just want to just make sure you just go right up to that bag. And when I do this in older celebrities, they go, oh my God, because they wear their blush higher because it lifts the face and it just creates more brightness and youthfulness.
It does make such a difference.
Yeah, and it's
I'm
not
going in now with Luminizer, which is another product that is like mind-boggling. It was the first product I fell in love with in this whole collection. Before I even knew you, I made a video and I was like, what the heck is this product? And you guys can see the Living Luminizer. It's just a highlighting pot, but it's like it's magic. Like, look at that. It doesn't go on glittery and it doesn't go on wet and sticky. There's a Chanel balm that's quite sticky and wet. It's pretty in photos, but it's really sticky and wet. Like,
it doesn't look too opaque and build up and chalky looking. You have to put it on very thin, and I use fingers. I'm not going to do it in a tube because fingers, you have more control. When I see people doing it with a tube, and you see the lines from everything. So you want to just go and do it where you want. Here's another trick with this too, the Luminizer. Should I mention that we got the bag?
Yeah.
We have a little silk bag.
Oh my gosh, giveaway.
Yeah, the giveaway. We forgot about that.
I know, we're having too much fun.
And in the bag and there's 2 colors, just so you know when you see the picture. There's the Luminizer is in here, the the Refresh, the Adriana lip oil, which is my favorite because it's like a clear oil, but it's so refined. These subtle, almost diamond-like little reflective, a micron-sized particles in there that look absolutely stunning. And then a mascara. So this is brightening. We want to brighten everything up. And that includes the lips with the gloss. And also, just so you know, guys, I'm going to just show you something. Oh, hold on. I should use the one I've already started. And I like to put this on for evening because of the little particles in there that looks like little ground diamonds. Are not diamonds, so don't get too excited. but it just adds this little sparkly kind of glow that doesn't look tacky and cheap and glittery. Nothing worse than glitter particles on your face. Just, I think it's cheap. And then I'll also take a little bit of this, and I love to, this is a little trick for me. I love to just put it on the eyelid and see that beautiful, how it just catches the light. Boom,
Oh my
boom,
gosh,
boom.
it's so gorgeous.
But subtle. Don't gob it all over your eye. You can if you want, but we got to remember to keep things elegant and sophisticated. And we want the skin to look beautiful. And we want things that also reflect light. That's what makes you look youthful and glowing. If you're like all dried up with all these powders and everything's powder, 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 you just look like a dried up lake bed. Anyway, so here's the little bag. It's kind of cute, actually. You can just throw your stuff in and wrap it up. And whoops, throwing it in here. There we go. I'm not so good at that. I'm not polished at doing that kind of stuff, as you can tell. I'm just throwing it around here.
There we go. That's our giveaway. Okay, you guys, if you want to win the giveaway, let's do #Brighton. So enter #Brighton in the live chat right now. Your entry is going to be put into like an online thing that will shake it up and pull a random thing. So do it right now. We have 3 of them to give away. I'm going to let you enter. And while I let you enter, I think we should pull up some audience questions because there's so many that you guys want to ask Rosemarie. And I know she is such a wealth of knowledge. There were
So
a lot
are you, my darling. Oh my God. No, you're lucky. Everybody's got both of us here. This is great. I love it.
Yeah, this is so fun. These are like my favorite live streams. We have so many people online. So, okay. If we have really dark circles, we should get a dark color corrector, then the lighter concealer, ?
I do that. It works every time. And don't count me 100% on that. But every time in my business, like I said, I like to put a darker corrector on top than what you would think. Everybody thinks, oh, you got that, you go a lighter shade. No, not if you've got discoloration. Mark my word, try it out in the store. You'll see exactly what I mean. It covers much better. And if it's not perfect, then once you blend it in, pop a little bit of the concealer that you like to use of the Revive, and pop it on top and just blend it out and it'll be perfect. But it's color corrector. So this is why there's only 4 colors there. So go to the, depending how dark those bags are. I hate to use that word bags, but you know what I mean. I would go a little bit darker than what you think you would.
Perfect. Okay, why don't we pull up, let's read this one. We'll answer one more, then we'll pull up a giveaway winner, okay? So no matter what concealer I use, even ones that match me well, the skin on my very inner eye corner gets a white cast. Any advice? I'm 69, by the way.
Yeah, that's the wrong product. It's got a white cast. It's not the right color for you. And again, go darker. And if it has a white cast, it might be some really large particle zinc oxide, because that tends to have a white cast to it. So you have to be very careful. Ours is a new patented zinc oxide that's non-nano, and it doesn't have the white overcast, or the white cast, I should say. So I would, go into one of the stores, or phone us up at RMS Beauty and set up a person to help you, and you'll see it'll work.
Yes. I wanted to share something with you guys that I saw actually on a great video by Wayne Goss. He was talking. Yeah, it was a great video. And I was like, oh, that's a great way of thinking about it. He was talking about under eye concealer and how it always creases, or it looks heavy, or it doesn't work. And he was saying that our darkness is always like right in here in this little, usually it's in that little like crevice or in that little lake bed, right? Like Rosemarie says. When you look in the mirror and you smile really hard, this part of your face doesn't actually have any lines. All the lines are here. They're all like on the outer corners of the eye moving here. Yep. So as long as you very strategically place your corrector in this zone and softly blend it out, so this zone has almost no product, yep, you can correct and brighten significantly without having any issues with creasing, because this part of your face is not mobile, whereas this part of your face is very mobile. Yes. So I thought that was a great tip.
Yeah, that's a really good tip. I love it.
Yeah, I know. He gives some Oh, Barbara, thank you so much for the super sticker. You are the best, you guys. You're so generous today. Holy smokes. Rosemary and I have to go for a glass of wine. If we lived in the same city, we'd be going with that money right now.
We sure would. It's even cold down here right now.
Yeah? Oh
Yeah.
gosh, it's miserable over here. Okay, our first winner, are you guys ready? Is Laura. Yay! Congratulations, Laura. This is an awesome giveaway.
And you'll be able to, so sorry to butt in, sweet, but she'll be able to pick her, sorry, these are the lab samples. Oh my God. You'll be able to pick the color you want to, or someone can help you with that. So don't worry.
Yeah. So the email is production@glamgirlgabby.com. Lori, my producer, is going to help you guys with all of that. And then they're going to send it directly to RMS Beauty and we'll get shipped straight from them. And so you should be getting it really soon. That's so exciting. They can pick their color too.
Yeah. And the color of the bag too, I think. Is that, yeah. And then you pick the color of the bag. Is that deep burgundy or the softer, almost pearl, champagne pearl? Yeah.
Let's pull up the giveaway graphic one more time because we're going to do another giveaway now.
Okay.
So that is the pearl color. That's so pretty.
And then the deeper one on the bottom there is that real deep, rich burgundy. It's really pretty.
Yeah, that's so beautiful too.
There's
Okay.
a RMS logo on there too, just so you know.
You know which bag I use all the time? My cashmere one.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
I love that bag.
It's so warm.
Still?
I'm sorry?
Do you still sell that?
No, I think they were sold out a long time ago.
Oh gosh, they're so pretty too.
Yeah.
You guys make great bags. Okay, for this winner, it's hashtag refresh. So pop it in to the chat. And while you guys pop it in, let's answer another question. Okay, we'll pop up another question. There are so many. Thank you guys for entering. That's exciting. Okay, I have dry eye disease, and with this condition, you can't use retinol products. Do you know if Titanol has a negative effect on the eyes?
I can't answer that 100% for sure, but you have to remember this is a natural retinol. This is not a synthetic retinol that you get out there in the industry. It's natural. It's natural plant-based origin. It's very, very gentle on the eyes. But we have an in-house chemist who has her master's degree in pharmaceuticals as well as chemistry. She'll know the answer to that. So you're best to get back to us at RMS Beauty, and we'll answer that for you.
Okay, perfect. Thanks for the question. All right, let's pull up our second giveaway winner. My heart always stops. It's like I'm waiting to win. I'm like, who's gonna win?
You get one free.
Oh gosh, that's so nice. I have a whole box of RMS stuff that I'm like completely obsessed with. So that I'm so thankful. That's so sweet. Okay, one other question while we're pulling up that winner. We had a question too about blush placements on mature faces. How does your blush placement differ when you are working with like different types of faces?
Okay, good question. For one thing, when you get older, your face tends to it sinks in. We don't have all that youthful plumpness that we did when we were younger. When you're plump, you can put your blush, through here, and you can take it up there, and do it very sophisticated, like Italian Vogue, and bring it down on the cheekbone and everything. When you get older, you're already a little chiseled here. So this is why I tell people stop contouring, just use a little bit of a shading or a shaping color. But for the blush, I don't do any of this. That's 1980s and 90s. And when you're older and you're bony, it's not very desirable. I like it just softer here. Don't pull below the nostril either. Don't put it below that line, because what happens when you do that, it pulls the face down. And as Giselle used to say, don't give me my puppy dog look, which means the blush was too low, so it pulled her face down, because she has an oval face too. So you want to do it like more up here to lift, mostly as you get older. When you're younger, let's face it, those girls, we're so much more voluminous in our voluminous, I should say, in our skin here. So you can put the blush on pretty well wherever you want. You're going to look good. But it's us older women that need to stop with the angling and the chiseling, because we don't want to look like a skull, because
And
that's
you
what's
like putting it
happen.
on the apples, like on the fatty.
I like to put it on the apples when you get older. It lifts the face, it brightens, you know.
I love that. Okay, second winner. Let's pull it up. Are you ready? Amber Lene Smith. Yay!
I'm expecting to hear clapping in the background here, and there's nobody. Oh, there we go.
We need sound effects. We need a sound effects track.
Oh, that was funny.
Amber, congratulations. Again, you're going to want to email Lori production@glamgirlgabby.com. She'll get you all set up with the RMS team and it will be sent out to you. Okay, let's do a third one. Hashtag, okay, one more, you guys, to win, okay? And we're going to be answering another question. If you are dying to have your question answered, put it in the chat now. I'm literally watching them come up. So put it on the chat now. And while you're putting in the chat, also put in hashtag RMS. Does anyone know if the giveaways are global? Are the giveaways global?
They're not global, are they? No, they're not. Sorry, everybody, but they're not.
Is it US?
Yes.
Okay, it's US, you guys. I'm sorry. We love you anyway.
It's that 30 SPF every time.
It's that 30 SPF. We did have a question here, and I've lost it because of all of the hashtag RMSs, but I think it's a very good question, and it's about, here we go. Where to put if I have, this is very good question. This is actually really tricky, and I've had so many requests for this video. Oh, okay. Where do I put my concealer if I have dark circles, bags, so you have like that pocket of fat, and hollows? This is a great question.
Well, that's a great question for me because I have all three. If you notice at the beginning, what I did is I took the eye brightener and I took the color and I literally went around all my whole eye because there's redness up at the top. There's discoloration in the corner. It's blue underneath here. And I have hollows. And then what I'll do is I will take, like that should work very nicely, the color correct and brighten. But if the blueness in here is something you want to cover even better, I'll take a slightly lighter what are these? Revitalize. I'm sorry, I've just blanked on the name of my concealer. Take the Revitalize and watch what I'm doing because I'm gonna. I don't know what color I picked up, but it's gonna have to do. And I'm gonna use my brightener here or my. See now, this is a little bit lighter. And I'm not going as light as I normally would, but I've just done it a little bit lighter. I figure it's easier to show you than to. And I'm just painting in there just to get that little bit of that pinky hue on top, a little bit more. That it needs a little bit stronger than the other one. And if that's not doing a perfect job in there, what I will do, and I've done this many, many times, I'll go in and I'll add a little bit of the brightener again on top of that. And let's just see if I got the right color here. Hold on. Yep. So I'll take a little hint of this. And it's just giving that little bit of nourishment that you need so it doesn't look heavy. And just use that area only where that bag and discoloration is. And then, I know it seems like it's a lot, then I'll go on very, very lightly with the one that's closest to my skin. It's a little on the darker side, just so that I can even that out. It seems like it's quite a long step, but it actually works really nicely. And I'll just even this out together. So. I'm doing this very fast and then a little bit of powder. And I'll just press that powder in to set it. So basically there's a little bit of 3 tones happening in here. So they're just doing the correction where the correction is needed. They're not just putting it everywhere. But can you see that? That looks much, much better than it did before. But again, makeup is not a magic wand. If you've got really deep hollows, you know, the best you can do is just put a little bit of a corrector in there and make sure it's on that peachy side. And then also concealer that has a little bit more of that peach. And I only have the 2 colors here in front of me. So, but this is what I do on myself and it really helps, as you can see.
That looks awesome. I think one thing we got to keep in mind too, my mic is in the shot now. That's my mic right there. One thing we have to keep in mind too, you guys, is that I think we have this tendency to have this perfectionist tendencies. And I think as we get older and as we kind of come to accept ourselves and the changes that we go through as women, we have to, it's progress over perfection. It's feeling better without expecting it to be a magic wand.
Yeah.
It's still skin at the end of the day. If you have texture, you're still going to have texture. If you have bag, you're still going to have a bag. You can help it a little bit by creating illusions, but it's not suddenly going to become airbrush looking, because those things that you're seeing, those images that you're seeing, they're not even real. They're not even, they're literally photoshopped.
Yeah. And basically the trick when you start having skin as you get older and you're not liking the visual of it, less is more. I'm telling you, when you get older, less is more. Get a good moisturizer so you've got that glow and that nourishment in the skin, and just get the right products, because you don't want to do products on your face that are actually aging you over long term. And that's what a lot of them do.
That is such a good point, because I think that's another thing. We get so kind of worried about these small things that we then make the small thing much worse by repeatedly it's almost the same with, I feel like it actually is reflected in the cosmetic makeup world as well, cosmetic aesthetics world as well. You start getting a few little lines and then you go crazy with filler and Botox and lasers and this. And I'm not saying those things aren't helpful or that I don't get them done. I definitely do. But there's a line where you cross it and you actually make the aging worse because you're trying so hard to stop it. And I think that's what's really cool about your brand, Rosemarie, and why I respect you so much as an artist and as a friend. You really are creating products that they're going to help you feel better, but they're not going to accelerate the aging process or make it worse.
Exactly. Right. That's exactly what we're doing. And, it's just, you're just going to find better results. And you don't have to worry. You don't have to worry about your children if they're playing with it or kissing you or whatever. You know what I mean? It's just, it's kind of sad that the industry doesn't do a little bit more of a hard knock truthfulness on what's really in these products. Sorry to say. That was my little jab. I gotta throw that in every once in a while. You know what I mean? Ooh, I feel so powerful right now. It's the six planets in Aquarius, and I'm an Aquarian, so
that's right.
I'm allowed to do a jab.
Are you okay to answer 2 more questions?
Me, yeah.
Yeah, we're over our time.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys are gonna answer 2 more questions because I don't want to keep her too long. But we'll do 2 more questions, giveaway winner, and then we'll wrap up. So what is the first dying question? Pop it up. Does the color corrector work with the unconcealer? This actually has been asked several times.
It does. It definitely does. But the unconcealer, the uncover up, are you talking about my original in the little pot or the actual concealer? The little one in the pot. That little one in the pot has a lot of oil in it. It's preventative for the young girls, and it's super clean. I don't think there's a cleaner product out that does what that does. And it's very nourishing and moisturizing for the older women. Yes, it does work, but you can't use a lot of that because remember, there are a lot of oils in there for that extra nourishment. So if you put on too much, it's going to show. But what I will suggest you do that works really well is when you pop that on, let it sit on there for a while. Let it absorb into the skin and dry up a bit. And then put the concealer on. Yes.
Yeah, this is an interesting product. It's not like a typical concealer at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. This is like the ultimate product. Just, grab it, go on the airplane, do underneath your eyes, a little bit around, where pimples are or something. Guys can wear this. We do very well with the guys wearing this. And it's just really, like I said, preventative for the young girls and nourishing for the older ladies. But if you also have really, really, really crepey, dry under eyes, you want to wear concealer, I would just get one of these uncover ups that has the 0.5 in it, that has that peach color to tone down a little bit of discoloration, because this will actually make the skin look younger if you're in really bad crepe territory. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. The 0.5s they pull peach, so
Yeah.
they can neutralize and conceal at the same time.
Yeah. So it'd be very similar to what we have here. Ours is the 11.5, 22.5, and 33.5. Those are all master numbers. And then with the 0.5 is means it has the peach added in. So that's a good lifesaver, that product. I swear by this. You know, when I just can't deal, I just go boom, pop a little on. My skin looks great.
Yeah. Our last question is, can you use the concealer, I'm pretty sure she means the corrector, as an eye cream at nighttime?
I'm not a firm believer of putting stuff around your eyes at night, or even anything it's got color in and all that stuff. I would just get a normal eye cream. I wouldn't put it on because it's got sunscreen and all and that in it. And I think the skin needs to breathe fresh air. If you've had it on all day, I don't know why you'd want to put it on at night. Oh, maybe I do know why.
There.
Okay, I get it. Yeah, if in that case you can wear it at night, so it looks really good.
Can I tell you a really
breathe? You need your skin to breathe, and put a nice clean moisturizer on. You don't need to have the SPF on there too.
I'm going to tell you guys a really funny story that reminded me of this so much. It's a really personal story, but when I first met my husband, I was 22 and I had my alopecia. I have alopecia, like hair loss. It had gotten really, 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 really bad at that time. There was like a lot of stress going on in my life, and I was wearing wigs. And when I met my husband, I was wearing a wig, and I didn't think he knew that I was wearing a wig. So I started sleeping over at his house, and I was like terrified to take my wig off because I would never sleep with my wig, right? I would just take it off and hang it, but I would sleep with it on. And I would like wake up in the morning and be like, really, it was kind of like wearing concealer before you go to sleep because you don't want them to see your under eye circles, right? I'd go to the room and I'd like make sure it didn't shift or move. And I was like so paranoid about it. And then one day I ended up getting a new wig that was a little bit darker, a little bit richer. I needed like a new one. And my husband, or my boyfriend at the time, comes home and he goes, "Oh, your hair looks really nice." I said, "Oh, thanks. Yeah, I got it done." He goes, "Did you get a new wig?" He knew the whole time.
Oh. I remember once being in an elevator with a boyfriend, and he didn't know me very well. And the elevator, has a light on the top, and I have really thin hair at the top here, right? And it was raining out, so it's like I look like a drowned rat at the top of my head. And he goes up to me and goes, "What's with your hair?" And I started crying. I said, "I have thin hair. I can't help that." Anyway, back to the eye cream. The beauty oil works amazing on the eyes at night. So just so you know.
Oh yeah, we should show that really quick. If you want to put something on, don't put the color corrector. Do you have it there? I have it here. It might be upstairs actually because I use it. Oh no, I have one here. I have a hydrating
video there.
Yeah.
Oh, you got the little baby one. I love that.
Yeah.
Like this though. This is amazing for the eyes, guys, and anywhere on the body. You'll like if you put that all over your face at night before you go to bed, wake up in the morning. Oh, I'm telling you, your skin look amazing. Never fails.
We're getting
comments. It's concentrated. It's not water. The first ingredient is not water. It's all oils and adaptogenic herbs that help to balance the skin and make the skin beautiful. Yeah, it's all thought out.
Yeah, everyone's loves the Kakadu oil. Someone also just said, I forgot to mention it, was up on the screen for a little bit, that they use their Uncover Up concealer as a actual like tinted moisturizer on their entire face. Yeah,
I will take that, the Uncover Up, and I'll pop a little drop of the oil on the top, just rub my fingers in, and I got a beautiful tinted moisturizer that's just it adds coverage, but it looks beautiful. And the skin looks moist and radiant.
Yeah.
And it's got Kakadu Plum in there. Kakadu Plum has the highest levels of natural vitamin C of any oil. That's why I put it in. I don't want to put genetically modified synthetic ascorbic acid as vitamin C, because if you look on your ingredients, it'll say vitamin C, it'll say ascorbic acid. That's all from sugar beets or corn. We like to go to the ingredients that have the highest levels of these vitamins and minerals, etc., that are in natural form from Mother Earth. And that's why we I search high and low to get enough of this Kakadu Plum to put in these oils that I use. And all that's all in pretty well everything we do. including
Yeah.
these, including both of these concealers. They all have the Kakadu plum in there too.
Everyone's saying that. Every single person. Look, I love the oil on my second bottle. I've tried so many facial oils. The Kakadu is the best. We're getting like comment after comment. I'm like, I know. It's really, you guys know what you're doing over there. Oh, is that oil good for acne prone skin? Great question.
Yes. Yes.
Do you put moisturizer on top of the oil?
No, I don't really combine. You can if you want, but that's being a little excessive. You don't need to. I remember a model once came to a shoot and I go, what do you have on your skin? She goes, I have 5 anti-aging creams on my skin. I said, okay, great. Because I'm taking them all off. They're not working. There's too much. Your skin can only absorb so much. And you don't want to put all that stuff on. It's not doing anything to help your skin.
Yeah, it gets too
a
heavy.
little bit. Less is more. The skin can only, it's like eating too much. It's like, calm down. Just eat a normal amount of healthy stuff and your skin's going to look great. That's all you need. And products work the same way.
Yeah. All right. Giveaway winner. All right. Winner. TX Cato Cheek. Are you still here? If you are, please email production@glamgirlgabby.com and we will get that over to you. We also had a lot of comments really quick that people with oily skin can even use the oil. And it's true. I have extremely oily skin and it's really the only facial oil that I ever reach for. And it doesn't make my skin excessively oily at all. It's really, really great. It absorbs beautifully.
Sometimes it's just having the right oils on the skin. And if you're not using the right oils, your skin's going to be freaking out and, trying to purge the stuff off of the skin. And that's why sometimes the skin will become very oily. It's because the products underneath aren't that great. The skin's kind of freaking out.
Sometimes it's also because it's so dehydrated because you're stripping it so much that it's hyperproducing.
Yeah. And that's when you do too many masks, all those like scrub masks and all that stuff. Ease out on those.
Yes.
Because you don't want it stripping your natural biome of your skin. That's another thing. We got kind of the biome certification from Europe. It's a European certification for ingredients in beauty products that aren't going to affect the biome and strip the skin. And so we're really proud of that too. The Beauty Oil has that certification also.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Rosemary. Thank you for being here with us.
Thanks, Gabby, I love doing this with you. We always have so much fun.
We do. Do you guys want her back? I know the answer. We'll have her back always. Well, you guys have a great night. Thank you for spending time with us. Thank you for participating in the chat. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you, everybody. And thanks again from the bottom of my heart, Gabby. Love you tons. You know that. And
always. Love you back.
So you come back and visit me again.
I'm coming. I'm getting on the plane.
Yeah, come.
I need a break from this winter. All right. Bye, everyone. Have a good night.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.